So I'm actually doing this. I will be telling you guys stories that actually happened to me and that only my parents know about. I don't think I've even shared any of these with my exes. So if any of you guys are watching, well, aren't you glad that ship sailed? So if you're someone who cringes over natural bodily fluids, you can click off. But if you're chill and you want to laugh at this dude, let's get on with the video. Before I begin the video guys, I would like to give a shout out to Niki. They're a clothing brand that sells t-shirts that are 100% cotton, locally made, unisex and bio-washed. Using minimal designs on their t-shirts, they aim to promote positivity, inclusivity and mental health awareness. Full disclosure guys, I'm not sponsored by them, but I was sent this t-shirt and I must say it's really soft and comfortable. I love the fact that they're all unisex. They're gonna come out with a lot more designs and you know I'm all about supporting local businesses, so I'm gonna leave their Instagram link in the description. Please go check them out. Now let's get back to regular programming. So this happened when I was like 5 or 6 and I know that seems like a long time ago, but trust me, I was so humiliated on this particular day that I remember everything in detail, like verbatim. It's etched into my brain. I was in UKG or primary school. I don't know what you kids call it these days. Now if you know me, you know that there are two reasons why I avoid using public restrooms. One being that I hate having to go when there's an audience who can hear everything I'm doing. And secondly, whether I'm sitting down on the toilet or just hovering, my vajayjay just does not like public restrooms. I always end up getting an itchy situation down yonder, if you know what I mean. So I remember it was around August or September, it was raining pretty heavily. We were on our 4th or 5th period right after lunch break, and I don't know if it was what I had for lunch or what I had for lunch reacting with the remnants of last night's dinner, but I started to feel a rumble in my tummy. At first I thought that it was just rumbling even though I just ate. You know that thing your stomach does where if you've been hungry for a while and then eat, it takes time to adjust to the fact that it's not empty anymore and keeps rumbling. So yeah, that. So anyway, I ignored it at first, but then it kept growing and started to become more and more painful. I'm not gonna lie, I just thought I probably had to fart. But the pressure kept getting more and more intense and I started clenching my fist and I started sweating. So I told myself, you know what Pim? It's ride or die. You don't have a choice here. Before you shard yourself, get your ass to the washroom. So the teacher was taking a class at the time, so I went up to her and pulled her to the side because I cannot tolerate people staring at me, which ironically would be something I had to deal with in about 50 minutes, but whatever. So I pulled her aside and I whispered as softly as humanly possible, "Excuse me miss, yeah, please may I go to the washroom?" And this B word goes, "No, go sit down and don't interrupt my class." What the hell? First of all, I think that as a teacher, she should have understood why I pulled her to the side and whispered and respect that instead of yelling at my face with her hot ass breath and ruining the whole point. And secondly, why was it okay for teachers to not allow students to drink water or go to the washroom? How on earth is that healthy? And why should we be asking for permission for everything anyway? I hated doing that.
Please may I go to the washroom? Please may I drink some water? Please may I owe you my soul?
Going off topic, so I went back to my desk literally with my head down and still sweating by the way. I kid you not, the moment I sat back down on my chair, I started to feel like things weren't quite right. The pressure kept decreasing and I started to feel things oozing out of my behind. And by the time I realized, this poop is not slowing down, my bladder just flipped me the bird and went full commando. If there was a way to play the music that popped in my head exactly at that time as background music, it would be something like... So I sat there quietly like a statue. I did not move an inch. But after like 20 minutes, I can't believe I'm admitting this, it started to smell. So the teacher then turned around and asked the entire class, did anyone fart? And of course everyone said no in harmony, so she ignored it. But after 5 minutes she noticed that the smell still hadn't gone away. So she turns back and she asks, okay, one of you pooped your pants, who did it? Everybody started murmuring and looked at each other and I just sat there like... And like I said, we were all very young, so the kids who were sitting around me did not have their brains developed enough to realize that the source of the smell was me. So the teacher stops teaching, turns around and starts asking every student individually, did you poop your pants? Did you poop your pants? And everyone just said no. When she came up to me and asked me the same question, I just went. So she decided to open all the windows to let the air out, but after 2 minutes, she just couldn't take it anymore. So she decided to get to the bottom of this and come up with the ultimate threat. She said, the student who pooped their pants, if you don't stand up right now and own up to it honestly, everyone's uniforms will be checked and you will be taken to the principal's office. Once again, if you know me, you should know that I am a chicken when it comes to threats. I will just give in. So I stand up really slowly and I say, Miss, it was me. Then everybody just gasped for a second and then burst out laughing. And the kids who were sitting around me literally did one of these.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see.
Then the teacher once again yells in my face saying, oh my god, just go to the bathroom, that's disgusting. Well, teacher, when I wanted to go, you said I couldn't, so stop screaming in my face and shut the hell up. So I slowly crept out of my desk and I kept looking down as I made my way to the bathroom because I wanted to avoid eye contact. And as I reached my bathroom, I turned back to see if my teacher was following me, and to my utter horror, I noticed that I left a trail of tiny pieces of poo in the hallway that must have ever so slightly plopped out of my underpants. Then the schoolmates, or Ayadidis as we call them, came over with a pair of underpants and soap and helped me get cleaned up while cussing me under their breath the whole time. So my mom had come to pick me up from school that day, and for the major part of the ride I did not tell her anything, but she did notice how visibly shaken I was, so she did ask me every now and then if I'm okay, and I said I'm fine. It wasn't until our car was pretty near to our place when I decided to tell her everything, and the first thing she said was, hey, your brother pooped his pants in his kindergarten today as well. Of course he did. Listen, you gotta give me some props. I narrated a whole story of embarrassing shit I did as a child because I'm that thirsty for views, alright? I deserve a like just for that. If you watched this far, comment, I love to poop. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.